My name is Jeremy Warren.
I'm Chelsea Warren.
And we wanted to share our story with City Press. We've been a part of this church for about 6 years, and we've been members for just over a year. And we hope that what God has brought us through over the past couple years can be edifying to the whole church. Back in late 2019, early 2020, I was starting a new job in sales, selling yearbooks to all of New Mexico, and I found myself with a lot of time on my own and with a lot of stressors and stresses that I didn't necessarily know how to handle. They were new to me in a lot of ways. And I found myself coping with alcohol, and it grew from more than just coping to what seemed to be an addiction. And so what was less frequent to begin with became more and more frequent to daily, and not just the 5 o'clock hour, but I found myself drinking in the morning, mostly to hide it from others. And so I found myself falling asleep in the middle of the day because I was drinking so much in the morning. I wasn't getting much work done, and I wasn't very present or engaged with my family, and there was a lot of brokenness being built up over time.
We had just had Gus. We had just moved into a new house. There's a lot going on, and I think part of it was realizing my tendency to avoid. I think coming from some childhood trauma and just realizing this was starting to affect me, realizing I can't hide it, and feeling really alone in that.
It came to a point in October of 2021 where my secrets were found out, and it was unavoidable. I had blown out 2 tires on our car due to my alcohol use. Thank God no one was hurt, including myself, but I had to get the car fixed the day after I had sobered up a little bit, and I checked myself into AA. And so I've been a part of AA since October of 2021, and that journey has been difficult and humbling, as well as necessary for growth and healing in ways that I didn't know were needed or were possible.
But I remember just reaching out to the church, and I guess a few people specifically that would check in. I just remember feeling so disoriented, and I think the part that is so good is that in that disorientation, I don't know how many times I was told the gospel. Addiction is hard, and it's hard on the family, and it's hard on friends and people that are surrounding that, but I think it just made me realize the gospel is also for Jeremy, and the gospel is for our family, and the fact that these people from the church just kept with me and kept with Jeremy, and in such small ways, but they are so meaningful, and I didn't feel alone in that.
Justin said to me early on in this journey, that it was not going to be a straight and narrow path. There were going to be turns, and there were going to be dips, and there were going to be highs and lows. And there were 2 relapses since October of 2021. And those just, they rocked the boat in big ways. But it was a process that I'm sure that Christ had to bring me to a point where I had to understand repentance in a way that was real to me and my heart. I had to take ownership of not just my actions, but I had to take ownership of how my heart was sick and acknowledge it, and then be able to trust that Christ was going to turn me around from that. Christ has really been able to enter into our sin, my sin, with me, and show me the gospel in a brand new way.